Baby Zoe. All right. I know what tribe you come from. And what's your name, sis? Liar. Naya. Okay, yeah, we don't want to call you a liar. That's somebody already got that title. All right. So, Baby Zoe and Naya. Do you know what your where your parents from? Okay, and where's your y'all related? Okay, where's your father from? From here, right? Okay. So here's what you've never learned before. What you've never learned before is that your people are the true children of the Bible. Right? Give me Matthew 10 and 26. The greatest secret on the planet. Now, is there equality in this kingdom for us? Like, does the black man have equality with the Chinese, the white? Is there equality? There's no equality, right? If I was a white man, when I get pulled over by the cops, I could tell the cops where to go, what you want with me. But when the cop pull us over, we better be on our best behavior, because that could be our last day, right? There's a reason for that. Bring that out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse
26.
26. Fear them not, therefore.
So we're not going to fear the people that don't want you to know what your nationality is, right? Read.
For there is nothing covered that shall be Salat. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed.
So your nationality was covered, right? But what the Bible is saying in the last days, there's what?
There shall not be
There's nothing covered.
For there is nothing covered. There shall not be revealed and hid.
All right. So there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed that's been hid. Now, we know we're the fastest people, right? We know we're the strongest people. We're the best looking people. We're the most talented people. But why are we on the bottom? All right? There is a reason that there is one set of people on the bottom. Do y'all believe in equality? No, equality, like period, equality. Yeah, do you believe we're equal with the other nations? All right, let's find this out. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 43. Let's see if there is anything called equality, or if you're the greatest people, but you just never knew it. Right? Before you give me 43, give me 15 real quick. All right. Have you ever heard of Egypt? You ever heard of the children of Egypt? I mean, the children of Israel being rescued out of Egypt. You heard of that, right? You heard of that? Okay. So, come to find out, according to this Bible, your forefathers were those children. Now, when they were in the wilderness, they were given a covenant, right? The covenant, because God said to Moses said to let my people go, not let everybody go, let my people go, and the children of Israel were freed out of Egypt. So these children of Israel were in the wilderness, and they got this piece of covenant right here. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what is happening is we're a cursed people, because when we were given this covenant, we broke it. So that's why we're a cursed people. Let's see what one of those curses are. Drop down to 43.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So there's going to be a set of people who are considered the strangers. The white man, the Chinese man, the Arab man, they're going to get up very high. Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Does that seem like equality? They're up high and we're down low. Right? That ain't equality, right? So who is the one that's down low? We are. Right? So we're on the bottom because of the curses of what happened when we broke the commandments. See, Christianity doesn't explain what's going on with our people. You see what I'm saying? Christianity just tells everybody to love everybody, but that ain't benefiting us. That's benefiting them, because while we're quiet trying to love them, they're still above us very high, and we're still very low. Now, what I was just reading was about justice. I want to show you that in the Bible talks about that justice. that we're not getting, and that's because of our oppression. Before you read that Wisdom of Solomon, give me 28 and 29.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, right?
Deuteronomy
chapter 28 and verse 29.
All right, watch this.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
So groping meaning we're gonna be wondering who we are. Why are we getting killed like this? Why is there no justice for us? Why can we just cry? And why there's nothing to save us? Read.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
And we're not good. And why is it that nothing that we do is allowing us to prosper? Why aren't our business thriving? Why aren't we coming up? Right? Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled.
Should be what?
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled.
We will be only oppressed. So in order to be oppressed, we have to have an oppressor, right? Now give me Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. Watch this.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor.
So the Bible is talking for the white man. The white man is actually a nation that was put over us to punish us. So that's why their thoughts is in the Bible. So the white man is saying what?
Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Read on.
Let us not spare the widow, nor reserve the ancient gray hair.
And this is why nobody's been spared. So a old man can die just like a young man could die, right? By the hand of these people. Read on.
Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
All right, read.
Let our strength be the law of justice.
What did the white man say?
Let our strength be the law of justice.
What did the white man say?
Let our strength be the law of justice.
So the white man says, let our strength. When we had y'all in captivity, they developed a whole system, and they said our strength is going to be the law of justice. Read.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. So we're considered feeble. So when we're in those courthouses, we don't run anything there. We have to be punished, because the Most High said that if you break these commandments, just as if you would have kept them, and I would have made you the greatest people on the planet. Give me Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Just as if you would have kept the commandments and I would have made you the greatest people, you broke the commandments and now I have to punish you. He has to do that. Hurry up and give me that, and then give me Joshua 24 and 13. All right, quick on the sword. All right, so basically this is what we're out here to teach our people, that this was a curse. Only one set of people went through this. You see what I'm saying? And this was one of the curses that's actually in the Bible. Come to find out, the Bible is a history book of only one set of people. Right? Watch this. All right, give me that real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
These 28 and 1. All right? So you're not going to learn this in Christian church. Right now, according to the Bible, you're in church. According to the Bible, those buildings that they're in, that the people are in and they're praying in, that's not church. God say, I'm not listening to that. I don't hear none of that. They're worshiping this. Do you know that Christ is a black man according to the Bible? And God is a black man according to the Bible. So what is this?
That's what white people basically like.
Right. So this is how you perpetrate white supremacy. This is how. You see what I'm saying? Between their TV and their movies and their Supermans and their Batmans, when you give them this, it's not too hard to believe. Because if Hulk and Thor and everybody else is white, why can't Christ be white too? But this is all punishments. Bring that up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
That, we blew that. You see what I'm saying? We messed that up real bad. That's because our people are rebellious. Our people want to serve white Jesus, and our people want to do everything else. Give me 32 and 20. So I'm going to tell you a little something about these white people that's killing us according to the Bible, right? Deuteronomy 32 and 20.
You don't want Joshua no more?
Nah. Okay, all right. Let me just give you a couple more, and you got a flyer, right? All right, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 20.
Read.
And he said, I will hide my face from them.
So when we broke the commandments, he said he's going to hide his face from us. Read.
I will see what their end shall be.
And all right then, so y'all don't want to listen to me. Let me see how y'all life turn out. Let me see what your end going to be then. Read.
For they are a very forward generation,
Read.
children in whom is no faith.
Read on.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God.
So when we decided we're going to serve another God, we move our God to jealousy. So if you got a girlfriend and you bought her some new shoes and you saw her on a date with them same shoes that you bought her, how you going to feel? Somebody might get swung on, right? That is how our God felt when we decided we want to serve another God, right? Read on.
Verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God.
So, because that's not a God. He ain't coming to save us.
God said don't serve nobody else.
That's right. Exodus 20 and 3. Read.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
So he said he's going to move us to jealousy with those people that are not even a people. The white man with no melanin in his face that looks like a pale dog and smell like wet carpet. You see what I'm saying? God says they're not even a people. So he says he's going to move us to jealousy with those people that's not even a people. So that's what the white race is. So what you got to learn today is that you're an Israelite from the tribe of Levi, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. There is a requirement, because this Bible is only about you, for you, and to you. Give me one more. No, give me 1 Chronicles 9 and 1. Give me 1 Chronicles. Right? So I'm gonna just tell you real quick what this Bible is about and where this chart comes from. Okay. All right. So make sure that you put this Israelite, this walk, in your list of things to watch on YouTube, so that you can continue to learn more about who you are and what your requirements are. Bring that out.
This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 9, verse 1. So all Israel reckoned by genealogies.
So Israel is recognized by genealogies, meaning we're recognized by our bloodline. That's what this book is. Read.
And behold, they were written in the book of the kings of Israel.
That's what this book really could be renamed. It could be called the Bible, or it could be called the book of the kings of Israel. Right? Read.
And Judah, who were carried away to Babylon for their transgression.
And we're in Babylon for our transgression. So basically this book is talking about how we were carried away as slaves. That's what this is. We just read that in the Bible. We ain't read nothing about religion. We ain't read nothing about nothing. So real quick before you leave, there's a couple of laws. All right, you know about the Sabbath day? You don't know what the Sabbath day is? All right. Yeah, give me that real quick. All right. So real quick. So pork. If you read Leviticus 11, you'll see that we had some of the laws that we broke. How we ended up in here were simple laws, like not shaving your beard, not worshiping another god, not eating abominable foods. You see what I'm saying? Like pork, shrimp, huh? Say again?
Like breaking sins.
Breaking sins.
Breaking the laws.
Like breaking the laws. Because what is sin? Right, exactly. Sin is breaking the law. But who was given the law? Only the children of Israel. So the other nations, they can't sin because they weren't given any laws. You see what I'm saying? So they could really do what they want. That's why we're the only ones that's being punished. Right? You got that?
Khan, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say
unto the children of Israel. That's all this Bible is speaking to. It ain't say speaking unto everybody. Read on.
Concerning the feast of the Lord.
Concerning the feast. Read.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
A holy convocation is a gathering. So on Friday night, from sundown to Saturday night sundown is the Shabbat day, is the Sabbath day, right? So we're supposed to have a holy convocation meeting. We're supposed to meet. Now we have a meeting place right there. That's not too far from here. Hopefully y'all can swing on through, right? Read on.
Even these are my feasts.
Read.
6 days shall work be done.
6 days shall work be done. Read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
So the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest, right? So we're not supposed to work, cook, or do anything between Friday night and Saturday night. Of course, this place teaches us on Friday night it's turn-up time. You see what I'm saying? But you have to understand, while everybody's busy getting turned up, the Most High is going to put them to death when he come back. Okay? Did y'all have any questions? Because I know y'all young and y'all was trying to head home. Did y'all have any questions? All right, sister, you have any questions? All right. All right, yeah, pull that. So, because I don't want to tie y'all up too long. I know y'all trying to go, but these things are very important. You see what I'm saying? Because we were given these things in the wilderness, and give me Joel 2:27 real quick. Yeah. So hold his, and then give me Joel 2:27. He didn't hear the scripture you called him. But give me Joel 2:27.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27.
You've never heard this in church either. Read.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
So he's going to say, you going to know he's in the midst of your people. Read.
And that I am the Lord your God.
The Lord everybody's God.
And I am the Lord your God.
And I'm the Lord everybody's God.
And I am the Lord your God.
So he says he's the Lord your God. And who else?
And none else.
And everybody else.
And none else.
And some other people.
And none else.
He says he's only your God and none else. Read.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
Amos 3:1 real quick. So this is why we're being punished, because he's only the Lord your God and none else. Just like if you got a son and he's playing with a bunch of other kids, you gonna punish everybody or you gonna punish yours? There you go. That's why we're on the bottom. Christianity has never answered that fundamental question. Why is our people suffering the way they are? Why are we alone going through all the pain and the curses? And then we go through all this on alone, and then we all supposed to go to the sky all together and sing kumbaya and float around and you know what I'm saying, and do the dance together. That's what we're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. Now you understand. Read that real quick.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Here's this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
This is the word he spoke against you, children of everybody.
The children of Israel.
There it goes again. The whole Bible is talking about the children of Israel. Read on.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
Remember we talked about the children that was brought up out of Egypt, saying what?
You only.
Who?
You only.
Say what?
You only.
Who?
You only.
Read.
Have I known of all the families of the earth.
So what?
Therefore I will punish you.
I will do what?
I will punish you.
I will do what?
I will punish you.
That's why he said, I'm only going to punish you. Read.
For all your iniquities.
So this is where we're at. This is what we're doing, because these are the last days. I know you see it happening. Our people are crying, no justice, no peace. We just read why. Because justice ain't for us. We're here to serve out a captivity. We're here to serve out a punishment. Give me Lamentations 4:21. Real quick. This is the last one. Right? Because these are scriptures you never heard you've never heard these before. No. We're Israelites. We're the children of Israel according to the Bible. And everything that we read, yeah, the Star of David, that's the star, well, the Shield of David. The Shield of David, that's because we're the real Jews of the Bible. So that's actually our symbol. All right? Lamentations 4:21.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 21.
Watch this, read.
Rejoice and be glad.
Drop down, one more.
In 22? This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 22.
Watch this.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished.
So the punishment that we had to go through is now accomplished. We went through this already, right? Read.
O daughter of Zion.
So you are the daughter of Zion, the children of Israel. Read.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
This is our 13th or 14th captivity. The Bible said that he's pissed, he's been pissed already, and he's already taken care of all of the punishments that we had to go through. So he says, I'm no longer going to take you into captivity. Read.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Now he's going to pay back the Edomites, which is the white man according to the Bible. The Most High said, I'm going to pay them back for what they have done. Read.
He will discover thy sins.
And he's going to discover their sins of what they did against us. Read. That's it. All right. Revelation 13:9. The last one. Last one. Because you need to hear this. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. Sister, you need to hear this. This is the last one, I promise you. This is going to give you hope. Because I want you to paint the picture and lay out the timeline. You see what I'm saying? Our people went through slavery. Our people are being treated like dirt. Our people are in the ghettos, the slums. We're piling up the jail cells. We're the ones we could just get shot and it don't even mean nothing. We can get shot by regular white people and they don't even go to jail. Watch this though.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9.
But this is our good news. Read.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Hear this, brother. Read.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
The people that did this to us, they're going into slavery next.
That's right.
We got next. Right. They are going to be your slaves if you decide to come back to this Bible. The Most High says, I'm going to make them your slaves just like they were like we were their slaves. Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
So the ones that killed us and did all the dirt that they did to us, they got to get it back. That's righteous judgment according to the Bible. All right. So I hope that inspired you. I hope that woke you up to the fact that this is not just a regular book and that this is our book and that you're actually a special person according to God himself. And now you understand what it is that you're looking at when you see our curses.
Baby Zo, let me tell you something, brother. Hold on, stay, don't go yet. Baby Zo, as a so-called black man in America, a dead black dog is worth more than you. Today is your day, my brother. Leviticus 11 verse 7. But baby Zo, guess what? As so-called black men, we have to wake up, brother. We are the only men on earth. The so-called white people, why do they hate us so much? Because we are the only men on earth. That's why they are using our sisters against us, giving them child support. Child support, brother, is a financial sentence on your pocket. Maybe so you have to wake up, brother. We are going to have service tomorrow at the school, brother. I expect to see you, brother. I expect to see you tomorrow, brother. Guess what? God is raising up an army. Look how we dress. We dress like soldiers because America hates us. God is raising up an army. In fact, hold that. Ezekiel 37 verse 10. Baby Zo, you have to wake up, brother. As a so-called black man, your life is not guaranteed. In fact, a raccoon has more value than you. A raccoon has more value than you. That's what God says. Read.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 10.
Read.
So I prophesied as he commanded me.
Ezekiel prophesies about the dry bones. We are the dry bones. Read.
And the breath came into them.
He prophesied to the dry bones, and breath comes to them. You know what the breath is? The laws of God. Now we are waking up. Read.
And they live.
And they live. Baruch 4 verse 1. But so let's see. We are going to go on some laws. Okay, before you go, we are going to go over some laws because your life is at stake. For her to live, you have to be alive first. For her to live, you have to be alive first, so you can teach her. Read.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. God.
This Bible is about religion.
This is the book of the commandments of God.
This Bible is about commitments. We are at the low level in America because we refuse to keep God's laws. Read.
And the law that endureth forever.
The laws of God are there forever. Read.
All they that keep it.
When we keep the Sabbath day holy.
All they that keep it.
When we don't bow on the Sabbath day.
All they that keep it.
When we do not sell on the Sabbath day.
All they that keep it.
Read.
Shall come to life.
When you keep God's laws, you will get life. Did you see what happened to Brother Floyd? Guess what? The devil puts his knee on his neck. Then he puts his hands into his pocket. Read.
But But such as leave it
When we refuse to keep God's laws, read
shall die,
George Floyd,
shall die,
Trayvon Martin,
shall die,
Tammy Rice,
shall die.
all these are so-called black men. Let's get over some laws very quick. Leviticus 11 verse 7. The captain just told you that we have to keep the Sabbath day holy. Don't buy on the Sabbath day. Don't cook on the Sabbath day. Don't have sexual intercourse on the Sabbath day. Let's see what God says. Read.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7.
Read.
And the swine,
The pig, the pork. Read.
though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
The pig does not regurgitate the food to eat it again. What does God say about the pig? Read.
He is unclean to you.
What about chitlin?
He is unclean to
What
you.
about pork rib?
He is unclean to you.
For the baby so that's a bad name. You should be Gabor. Gabor means soldier. From now on, brother, don't go by baby Zoe anymore, brother. In fact, these brothers here, they can give you a Hebrew name. That's good, brother. Guess what? God is raising up. God needs art. We need artists in the camp too. Read.
Of their flesh ye shall not eat.
God says, don't eat pork. Don't eat pork. Now, let's see what God says. Give me the book of Exodus 22, verse 16. Brother Zo, guess what? In fact, I'll call you Brother Gabor for tonight. Brother Gabor. Let's see what God says. Exodus 22, verse 16. Now, you see, in our neighborhood, many of our brothers and sisters are sick, correct? Some have herpes, some have gonorrhea, some have genital warts. We are sick because we refuse to keep God's laws. Let's see what God says. Read.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16.
Read.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
God says, if you entice a sister that is not married to another man or is not promised to another man, read,
and lie with her,
if you have sexual intercourse with that sister, read,
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
God says that sister that you have sexual intercourse with, you have to take her as your wife. That's why we have so many babies. That because we refuse to keep this law. That's why we have so many single mothers and so many baby daddies. That's right. Brother Gabor, you have to wake up, brother. God is calling you. You know, on the Sabbath day, meaning from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, no cooking, no buying, no selling, no sexual intercourse. That's on the Sabbath day. You have to get together with your people. Now tomorrow, brother, will you be there at the school? Village of Zion. The address is on the flyer, brother. On the back. In the back. On the back of the flyer. Yep. Baby Zo, you have, Brother Gabor, you have to understand, there is a target on your back. Brother, wake up, brother. In fact, Leviticus 26, verse 17. You are going to see this in the Bible. Leviticus 26, 17. Brother Gabor, you have to wake up today. Guess what? Not only you are young. Guess what? If they put you in jail, the judge may even require them to put you there for 50 years. As you are young, guess what? If you are there for 50 years, guess what? You won't have time to have children. By putting you there, they will have less black children. That's why they encourage our sisters to have abortions. That's what God says. Read.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 17.
Read.
I will set my face against you.
God says he will set his face against you. Read.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
That's why everywhere we go, the other nations, they want to kill us. Read.
They that hate you.
They are killing us. Read. God says who?
They that hate you.
So-called white people.
They that hate you.
The Chinese.
They that hate you.
The Japanese.
They that hate you.
The Finnish.
They that hate you.
The Dutch.
They that hate you.
God says they that hate you, read,
shall reign over you.
Shall reign over you. Guess what? We are in Front End Park, correct? Who owns that store? An Arab, correct? You were born here, correct? You were born in this country, correct? How does he have a store and you do not have any? Of course, because we refuse to do what? Keep God's laws. You are a real Jew from the tribe of Levite. Your father is so-called Haitian, correct? Descendant of slaves. You are a real Jew from the tribe of Levite.
That's right.
She's a real Jew. Her father is so-called African American, correct? Her father is a real Jew she is a real Jew from the tribe of Judah. You have to learn so you can teach her. Because her body belongs to you, correct? She's your girlfriend, correct? She's your sister. On mother's side? Okay, I got you. Read. What you have?
Yeah,
So you have to teach her. Let's see what God. Give me the book of 2 Timothy 2, verse 9. Brother Gabor, you have to wake up. I don't say baby because we so-called Haitian, we love this garbage called Zo. No, brother. So I say too. I'm a so-called Haitian. I don't go by the word Zo. That's garbage, brother. We are Levites.
right.
2 Timothy 2, verse 9.
2 and 9?
Verse 15, 15. Yeah, 15. 2 Timothy 2, verse 15. Yep. Yep. Brother Gabor, one last scripture very quick. Read.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 15.
Read.
Study to show thyself approved.
You have to come to study with us so you can learn God's laws. Read.
Unto God.
Yep.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
So you can be a workman that is not ashamed to read.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
So you can teach others too. Because these young brothers that are smoking in this area, they need to see you. You have to come out to teach them once you are taught. Well, Brother Gabor, guess what? Now the blood is off our hands. Now if you go and smoke some weed and God kills you, guess what? Good for you. If you go and get some sister pregnant and then she puts you on child support, guess what? Good for you. If you go and fight the police, good for you, because God says in this kingdom we have to agree with our adversary. Big man, be safe, brother. Do I have your word that you'll be at the school tomorrow? Guess what? If you need a ride, call this phone number and one of us will come to pick you up. Yeah, but who hate? Okay, now that's a good thing. Who should we hate? Who should we do that to? Exodus 22 verse 1. Who should we do that to? Let's see who. Let's see who we should do that to, my brother.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 1.
Read.
If a man steal an ox,
Yep.
or a sheep, and kill it, or sell it,
Verse 4.
verse 4. If the theft be certainly found in
23,
his...
my bad, 23 and 4. Yeah, but let's see. The people that we should do that to are our own brothers and sisters. In fact, let's get it. Exodus 23 verse 4.
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 4.
Read.
If thou meet thine enemy, ox or his donkey going astray,
Yep.
thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
Read.
If thou see that the donkey of him that hath thee lying under his burden,
Yep.
and wouldest forbear to help him,
Yep. So
thou shalt surely help with him.
So the brother we should do that to, we should love is our own brothers, not the other nations.
Hey.
Brother, be safe. Okay, have a good one. Shalom, brother.